Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something, well, fundamental.
Hmm.
It's as old as humanity, but feels more urgent than ever, right?
Yeah.
How do we actually connect with people?
Yeah. How do we build those relationships that, actually work and influence people without being, well, slimy about it?
Exactly. If you've ever felt like you're missing something in that whole social dynamics puzzle, or you just want to get better at getting along with folks, uh, you're definitely in the right place. We are doing a deep dive into a classic, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. But forget dusty old book reports.
Right.
This is about pulling out the really potent, actionable stuff for today. We've got surprising facts, quick stories, key lessons, all geared towards making you, instantly more influential, more likable.
Mm-hmm. Especially for, navigating today's world, social media, work, all of it.
Totally. And our mission, give you that shortcut.
And we've looked at a bunch of stuff for this, obviously Carnegie's original book, but also modern takes on whether it's still relevant, some Harvard Business School stuff on emotional intelligence,
Oh, yeah, that's key.
and even like Reddit threads where people talk about using these ideas or struggling with them, in real life.
Love it. Okay, let's get straight into it. Principle number one, the biggie. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. The no whining rule, basically.
Yeah, and the core idea is pretty simple. Criticism just doesn't work. I mean, think about it. It makes people defensive immediately.
Right. It wounds their pride. They dig their heels in, maybe resent you. It doesn't lead to real change.
And it's wild how deep this goes. Carnegie points to Warden Lewis Laws from Sing Sing prison. He said that guys like Two Gun Crowley, a cop killer, or even Al Capone,
Wow.
they didn't blame themselves. Crowley literally said he had a weary heart but a kind one. Capone saw himself as a misunderstood public benefactor.
That's nuts. Even the most notorious figures see themselves as the good guy in their own story.
Yeah.
And get this, Abraham Lincoln. He learned this lesson the really hard way.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Apparently, early on, he was known for being pretty sharp-tongued, even wrote nasty anonymous letters criticizing opponents. But after one really public spat where it backfired badly, he just stopped. Almost never criticized anyone directly again.
Huh. Makes sense. He must have seen it didn't work. Like during the Civil War, right? He got so frustrated with his generals.
Totally. Like General Meade after Gettysburg. Meade didn't chase Lee's army like Lincoln wanted. And Lincoln was absolutely furious. He wrote this blistering letter.
Oh, I remember reading about that.
Yeah, saying Meade lost a golden opportunity. The war would drag on. Just letting him have it.
But he never sent it.
Exactly. It was found years later. He must have realized, what's the point? It would just make Meade defensive, maybe even make him quit. Wouldn't help win the war.
Right, it would just burn that bridge.
So, for you listening, think about that next time you're tempted to fire off a critical email or comment. It's so easy, especially online. But ask yourself, am I trying to build something here or just tear it down? Is this actually going to help?
Good question. Okay, so if we shouldn't criticize, what should we do? That leads right into principle 2. Give honest, sincere appreciation, the high five rule.
Yes. And this taps into something deep. Psychologists talk about this desire to be important, this craving for appreciation. But the key word is sincere.
Absolutely. Not flattery, real heartfelt appreciation.
And it's powerful. Andrew Carnegie, the steel guy, he was famous for praising people, wanted it on his tombstone. Here lies one who knew how to get around him, men who were cleverer than himself.
Haha, that's great. Or think about John D. Rockefeller. His partner lost $1 million on a bad deal overseas. $1 million.
Ouch.
But Rockefeller didn't yell. He actually congratulated the guy for saving 60% of the investment. Said, that's splendid. We don't always do as well as that upstairs.
Wow, talk about reframing.
Yeah.
And appreciation can literally change lives.
Mm.
Paul Harvey told this story about a teacher who noticed young Stevie Morris's amazing hearing the thing nature gave him because he was blind.
Mm-hmm.
She asked him to use his ears to find a mouse in the classroom. First time anyone really appreciated that gift.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid, Stevie Wonder, he said that moment was the start of his new life.
Incredible. Just a small act of genuine recognition. There's another story about a lawyer visiting his wife's aunt. Instead of just polite chat, he genuinely admired her antiques, her tea set.
Okay.
And she was so starved for that appreciation, she ended up giving him her prized Packard car. Wouldn't sell it, but gave it to him because he saw the beauty in her things.
No way. That reminds me of that funny story, the farm wife who serves her family hay for dinner.
Oh, yeah, classic.
And when they freak out, she goes, "Why, how did I know you'd notice? Been cooking for you 20 years, never heard a word. Thought you were just eating hay."
It makes the point, though, right? Especially now with all the quick likes online, real, genuine appreciation that stands out. Costs nothing, means everything.
Totally. Okay. Principle 3. This one's about smart influence. Arouse in the other person an eager want. The win-win rule.
This is fundamental. You can't make anyone do anything. Not really. You have to make them want to do it, which means
You got to stop thinking about what you want and start thinking about what they want, their needs, their interests.
exactly. Like Edward Chalif, the scout leader needing funding. He didn't just ask the company president for money. First, he noticed a framed $1 million check on the wall.
$1 million.
Yeah. And he genuinely admired it, asked the story behind it, got the president talking about something he was proud of, warmed him up, then he made his pitch.
Smart. He tapped into the president's pride first.
And Carnegie did this herself. A hotel tried to jack up his rent by 300%.
Whoa.
Instead of arguing about his budget, he focused entirely on the hotel's problems if they did that. Bad publicity, empty ballroom during a downturn. He made it about their potential losses.
And it works.
Slashed the increase way down to 50%. Never even mentioned his own issues.
Okay, here's a cute one. A dad couldn't get his picky kid to eat. What did he do?
What? Bribe him.
Nope. He tied eating healthy food to the kid's biggest desire. Getting strong enough to beat up the neighborhood bully who kept stealing his tricycle.
Uh-huh. Seriously.
Seriously. Suddenly, the kid wanted spinach, sauerkraut, everything. He had eager want to eat.
Yeah.
So for you, Gen Z, pitching a project, job hunting, whatever, always ask, what's in it for them? How does this help them? That's the magic question.
So true. Which kind of leads to the next point. How do you figure out what they want? Well, principle 4 and 5. Become genuinely interested in other people and be a good listener. The spotlight on them rule.
Yeah, this is huge. Carnegie says you'll make more friends in 2 months by being interested in them than in 2 years trying to get them interested in you.
It feels counterintuitive, doesn't it? We're often focused on impressing people.
Totally. And here's the kicker. Most people prefer a good listener to a good talker.
Mm-hmm. Carnegie tells that story about the dinner party where he just listened intently to a botanist for like an hour. Barely said a word himself.
Right. Just asked questions, encouraged him.
And afterwards, the botanist raved about what an interesting conversationalist Carnegie was.
Just by listening. And Theodore Roosevelt, his popularity was apparently legendary because he was genuinely interested in everyone. His valet wrote about how Roosevelt would greet even the kitchen staff by name, remembering little details about them.
That takes real effort, real interest. It makes people feel seen.
It really does. There's a really touching story, too, about a 10-year-old boy, Martin Ginsburg, alone in a hospital ward on Thanksgiving, scared about surgery.
Oh, wow.
A student nurse found him crying, sat with him, shared her own loneliness, just listened to his fears, stayed hours past her shift playing games with him. He never forgot that act of listening and connection.
That's powerful. It shows how much just being present for someone matters.
Definitely. So here's a practical tip. Try aiming for, like 75% listening, 25% talking in your next conversation. See what happens.
Yeah, in our super distracted world, that kind of focused listening, it's a superpower. It builds real connection, not just, surface stuff.
Okay, next up, 2 super simple but incredibly effective ones. Principle 6, smile, and Principle 7. Remember a person's name. The personal touch rule.
Seems almost too basic, right? But think about it. A genuine smile changes the whole vibe. You can even hear it in someone's voice over the phone.
Totally. And a person's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's music to their ears.
There's this story about a guy, Bill Carmichael, who called himself a total grouch. Carnegie challenged him to just force himself to smile every morning.
Smile.
Yep. Smile at himself, his wife, the elevator guy. And guess what? People started smiling back. Problems got solved easier. He literally said smiles started bringing him more money and made him a happier person.
A smile changed his whole life. And you mentioned hearing it on the phone.
Yeah. Robert Cryer hired a PhD candidate over others, partly because when Cryer answered the phone, his voice just sounded glad to hear from the guy, like he genuinely wanted him there, all because he answered with a smile.
It changes your tone. Wow. Okay, and the name thing.
Oh, the name thing is magic. Ken Nottingham, this GM employee, always got served lunch by this grumpy cafeteria worker. One day, he just noticed her name tag, Eunice.
Cool.
He smiled and said, "Hello, Eunice." And boom! She apparently loaded up his plate like crazy, extra ham, tons of chips, just transformed by hearing her name used warmly.
The ham sandwich magic. It works. And on a bigger scale, Jim Farley, FDR's campaign manager,
Yeah.
could supposedly call 50,000 people by their first name. He thought that was a huge part of getting Roosevelt elected.
50,000. That's insane, but it shows the power. So for you listening, especially Gen Z, smile. Use people's names. Simple, free, powerful. Even online, personalize that DM. Use their name. It cuts through the noise.
All right, shifting slightly, let's get into some tactics for winning people to your way of thinking. This involves Principle 8. Avoid arguments, and Principle 9. Admit you are wrong quickly and emphatically, the disarming connect rule.
This is crucial. You just can't win an argument. Not really. If you win the point, you often lose the person, right? They feel bad. They resent you.
Yeah, and if you lose, you just lose. So Carnegie says avoid them. But even better, if you are wrong, admit it. Fast. Emphatically.
It feels counterintuitive, but it totally disarms people. Like Patrick O'Hare, the trunk salesman. He used to argue with customers who liked competitor trucks, lost sales. Then he started agreeing for, yeah, the Who's It truck. Great truck. You won't go wrong. Then he'd talk about his trucks. Sales shot up. He stopped trying to win the argument.
He stopped making it a fight. And there's the artist, Ferdinand Warren. Had a super critical client. Delivered a rush job with a small mistake.
Oh, boy.
Before the client could even start, Warren jumped in. Mr. So-and-so, if you're right, I am totally at fault. No excuses. I'm ashamed.
He took all the wind out of the client's sails.
Completely. The client ended up praising the work, minimizing the error, took him to lunch. Quick, sincere apologies saved the day.
Even Carnegie used this. Got caught by a park cop with his dog off-leash. Instead of making excuses.
What did he do?
He immediately said, "Officer, you got me red-handed. I'm guilty. No excuses. You warned me last week."
Huh. And the cop.
Totally softened. Basically told him to just let the dog run where he couldn't see him. The admission disarmed him completely.
So for you, Gen Z, especially online where arguments flare up instantly, try this. Listen, if you messed up, own it fast. It builds bridges, doesn't burn them. It's rare and powerful.
Definitely. Okay, next pair. Principle 10 and 11. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking and let the other person feel that the idea is his or hers. This is the mastermind rule.
Ooh, I like this one. It's kind of sneaky but smart. People trust their own ideas way more than ideas pushed on them.
Exactly. So your role is more like a guide. Help them discover the conclusion themselves.
Like that salesman, GBR, who lost his voice right before a huge meeting.
Yeah. Had laryngitis, could barely whisper. He had to let the company president do all the talking, present the samples, basically sell the product to himself.
And he landed the biggest order ever, $1.6 million, by being silent.
It's incredible. Or Eugene Wisson, the sketch artist. Couldn't sell to this one stylist for ages. Finally, he brings in unfinished sketches and asks the stylist, "How could we finish these so you could use them?"
Ah, he made the stylist part of the creative process.
Exactly. The stylist felt ownership, felt they were his ideas, bought them all.
That's brilliant. And Colonel House did this with President Wilson. Just planted ideas casually, so Wilson thought they were his own.
Yep. House cared about the result, not the credit. He understood that ownership principle.
This is gold for you, Gen Z. Team projects, leadership, even convincing your parents. Give people agency. Let them feel like it's their idea. Way more effective.
For sure. Okay, last one in this section. Principle 12. Make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest. Our secret agent rule.
So frame the request so they see the benefit, feel good about it, maybe appeal to their better nature.
Precisely. It's about positive motivation. Like Mrs. Gent, whose lawn kept getting trampled by kids. Criticism didn't work.
Right.
So she found the main troublemaker and made him her lawn detective, put him in charge of keeping other kids off.
No way. She deputized the enemy.
Yep. And the kid loved it.
Yeah.
Took his role super seriously. She appealed to his desire for importance.
That's genius. Or in an office, instead of just saying, clean the stockroom.
You could say, "Hey, could you help us make a great impression on the clients coming in by making sure the stockroom looks really efficient? It reflects well on all of us." Appeal to their pride, their role in the company image.
Makes them feel good about doing it, not just ordered around.
Exactly. So for you, think about motivation. What's in it for them? How can you frame it so they feel positive, even proud about helping out or doing what needs doing?
Great stuff. Now let's quickly touch on how relevant this still is. Some people, you see discussions online, maybe on Reddit, saying some of this can feel fake if you overdo it, like constant smiling or pretending interest.
Right, and that's a fair point. The absolute key always is sincerity. Carnegie stressed honest appreciation. It's about being genuinely interested, not putting on an act. Authenticity matters.
And that ties perfectly into emotional intelligence, right? HBS Online says employers value EI like crazy, sometimes more than tech skills.
Totally. Carnegie's stuff is basically an early playbook for EI. Self-awareness, knowing your own buttons, and social awareness, reading others, empathy, listening, and relationship management, influencing positively.
It's the practical side of EI. And I like that point from Eric Berg. Influence isn't a replacement for being good at what you do. It's an accelerant.
It gives your skills leverage. And it's ethical when used right. Good people need influence skills too, partly to counter bad actors.
Okay, so let's nail down some rapid-fire takeaways for you, Gen Z, right now.
Digital communication. Use talk in their interest in emails, DMs. Personalize. Don't send generic stuff. Be respectful, even if you disagree. Use their name.
Networking mentorship. Don't just ask for favors. Be curious about their story, their challenges. Remember details. Follow up thoughtfully. Show genuine interest.
Job interviews career. Frame your skills as solutions to their problems. How can you help them achieve their goals? Like that Barbara Anderson letter all about solving the bank's needs.
Conflict resolution. Online or off, resist the urge to just attack. Listen first. Admit if you're wrong. Find common ground. Aim for understanding, not just winning.
Teamwork. Ask questions. Let others really contribute ideas. Make them feel ownership and give specific, sincere praise for effort, not just outcomes. It builds morale like crazy.
Yeah, because ultimately this isn't about tricks. Carnegie called it a new way of life. It's about deeper connections, being more effective, and honestly feeling better yourself because you're engaging with people more positively.
Right. It reminds me of that William James quote, compared to what we ought to be, we are only half awake. We have all this potential for connection we don't use.
So the challenge for you listening is, what hidden powers of connection are you leaving untapped? Maybe just pick one thing from today, smiling more, really listening, using someone's name, and practice it this week.
Just try one thing, see what happens. You might be surprised.
Hope you enjoyed our podcast. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, and hit that subscribe button. They really help us keep creating great content. And don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an episode.